What's up, guys? It's Bishop. Here answering a few questions from a guy named Craig, Craig Elm, from, I believe, Hobo Junkies Incorporated is the little picture there at the email. He had some questions about Survive and Conquer, as you can tell by the title of the video, and these are questions that I've been asked before and kind of have answered on comments on videos or in private messages. So one of them I really haven't been asked and stuff like that, so it means a lot. Thank you for asking me these questions. Really means a lot. I thank you, Craig. And so we'll just get started here about Survive and Conquer. I really wish Jeff could be here with the video, but he works during the day and I work at night currently, so we really don't see each other. We haven't seen each other here lately much at all, besides softball games Monday nights. But besides that, we're both busy schedules, so he could not be here because he's working during this time. But the first question was, where and how did you get the Survive and Conquer idea? Great question. Where? Jeff and I were sitting in my room, and if you can remember, if you don't know what Survive and Conquer is, I recommend watching it. If you're a fan of some of the other things that I do, Bishop's Life, Days in the Life of Bishop, the video blogs that I do, you know, Snort and Ranch Dressing, whatever you're a fan of, I appreciate all those fans out there. Survive and Conquer is kind of what helped made me stay on YouTube, continue to do what I do, aside from Bishop's Life, just because of the fun that Jeff and I have had with it, and as many of fans and friends out there have too. If you recall episode 1 of Survive and Conquer, my room was completely different than how it is now. We actually, in the corner that I'm sitting in, was where my computer was, and we did it. I had a big monitor that I was just recently using. It was like a 27-inch multi-monitor that I actually got for free, and I was gaming on that. Mainly, I mean, you know, I've been a Command and Conquer fan my whole life, really ever since I've known what computer games are. Thanks to my cousins, you know, they were into it when they were being released, you know, new and stuff. So you know, me and my buddy Simon, we played a lot of Yuri's Revenge. Me and my brother Matt played a lot of Yuri's Revenge, played a lot of Generals and stuff like that. Well, the setup of my room was we were sitting around one night, and on that big screen that I had, I was playing some Red Alert 2 Yuri's Revenge, and it kind of happened as a joke almost, you know, because I was still kind of trying to figure out ideas for YouTube, for videos besides the physics projects that I did. And so I was playing on that big screen, and I was like, wow, it feels like I'm there. Feels like real life, like I'm there. And I was like, Jeff, wouldn't that be cool if, you know, we got in a video game like if it was real life? And we just kind of both looked at each other and we're like, oh, wait a minute. Yes. And so it was right here in this room. Yeah, Bishop's room, where it all goes down. Survive and Conquer was born. And it came up with us kind of talking about it as a joke at first, and then kind of like, oh, well, could we do that? And then I think the very next day, you know, I had the idea of, you know, how do we actually get in the game? And that's in episode 1. You know, it's like the barracks falls on my house, and, you know, Command and Conquer world's outside my window. It's like this light. We acted like that was a power plant, and we walk out, and we're actually in Command and Conquer Yuri's Revenge, you know. And so yeah, and, you know, we open my door, and we walk out, and boom, you know, unit ready, boom, we're there. Originally, we had filmed us actually walking outside and acting like we had armor on, but that didn't work well, you know, because we didn't have armor on. So yeah, so that's how, and that's where, you know, we just kind of made it up, and then kind of just took the idea. Episode 1, like I said, it was like either the next day or the next 2 days after that. We worked on it. I kind of had the idea thought up. You know, of course, the first episode, if, you know, you're created and you're in a video game, you know, you're like surprised, wondering what's going on. So we just kind of went on with that. do we write scripts for the show? No, yes, or do we make it up as we go? The first few episodes, we pretty much made it up as we went. We kind of left it off like, we kind of would take an idea and just kind of expand on it. How we do Survive and Conquer is really unique, I guess you could say. It started, the first video was uploaded like January 2nd, I think, 2007, I can't remember exactly, but, we had it where, Jeff was up here right next to me on his laptop, I was on my desktop computer, we're both in a Command & Conquer game online, we're recording the footage on his thing, on his laptop, and I'm controlling my units, he's controlling his, without getting the cursor in the way. It's really kind of hard, but we started doing it like that for the first few episodes, and that was easy. And then he was doing stuff at his house, and we record the audio separate with some programs he has. Now we record it with my MacBook in GarageBand, just audio recording. And so what it was is at his house, we would kind of call each other on the phone and kind of figure things out. Then or on Xfire, I'd be like, hey, do this, hey, do that, and we just kind of worked well with that. Well, then, Jeff went to college, an hour and a half away. We were used to go to college, and so we were doing Survive and Conquer over the internet on the phone. Like, we'd be on the phone like 2 or 3 hours straight. Like, hey, do this, working on this, hey, film this, make sure you cut this, and that was really hard to get all that together. And then he would record audio and send me the clips, and I would edit it together here. And so that was kind of why there was a delay there for a while the episodes were a little bit different. The audio quality, you can tell, is a little bit different on those episodes. And now with the episode 9, which took like a year to let out, episode 9, we, Craig actually asked me because he had a problem with his RA2. We had episode 9 done for the longest time, except, well, originally Jeff's laptop crashed, and so then we had to redo everything. And then each time we would get in a game online, after 10 minutes, it would lag so much, it would freeze the program. And then it would disconnect us from the internet, and we would lose everything. Because it's not like we can save a replay in these games and then we film it. We're actually filming live while we're on the internet. So it's kind of very slow, and so the episode 9 took so long because of how slow it was. We got impatient, we were frustrated, and so then finally we were like, hey, if it slows up, and we were even doing it networked. We tried networked, not so much on the internet, like him right next to me networked, and it still was very slow as far as, during a big battle. So I speeded it up with a few effects, stuff like that, where it kind of looks presentable. And so episode 10, which we have done too, we had the video footage done for it. The audio we're still working on, but in these later episodes we've written it out. It's been more scripted. We've written that more out, kind of had a plot. Like, I remember episode like 5 or 6 and 7 and 8, like Jeff wrote a full script in Microsoft Word, like Jeff says this, Bishop says this, all the way through. And I think that was the episode about Tanya, because there was a lot of jokes in that one. But really, Jeff and I, Jeff works really hard, especially on the scripts, and he'll have an idea, I'll have an idea, and we put them both together, and it's genius. But yeah, so that's pretty much, as far as scripts go, and or making it up on on the fly or whatever. But yeah, currently we have episode 10's footage all done, edited up. We're just doing the audio files, kind of figuring it out, because we're both busy, and so it's been so hard. And I in there for a while after, between episode 7, 8, 9, and now, there's been a lot going on in both of our lives that, it's more important to focus on. If like Survive and Conquer was like my full-time job, I mean, I would, there'd be dedicated episodes popping out with very good plot detail, very good, storyline, very, very good editing and stuff like that. But unfortunately, we don't have that time, but we do the very best we can with the time given to us. Um, how many seasons are there going to be in Survive and Conquer? Well, originally and right now, we're still going with 3 seasons. Each season having between 10 and 12 episodes. Um, and we already know how Survive and Conquer is going to end. We actually have that kind of episode. We haven't filmed the episode, but we have that finished. The idea, the last episode is going to be easy because we know exactly what we want to happen. It's pretty much the story getting there. It's pretty much the time of us, working together, getting there to do that. But yeah, like for season 1, episode 10 might be the last episode for it is. I'm not gonna lie, for season 1. But you'll see exactly how it works or how it's going to go into season 2. And so yeah, that's right now it's planned 3 seasons. But if something comes up where we can expand in this direction or that direction, it might be longer. Or if we think, hey, this was a cool idea at first. Oh, there's Tanya, she's cute running, and but it's not working how it once was. We might shorten that. But regardless, Jeff and I are going to do it, for fun, and hope you guys enjoy it and stuff like that. So we'll keep doing it. But 3 seasons is what you guys can shoot for. Will any other Command and Conquer games be incorporated in it? Very good question. We have talked about that as far as maybe generals, because it's 3D, something that people would probably enjoy watching because it's more graphical than this 2D Red Alert 2 Years Revenge game. But that kind of that's a really good question, but I don't think so. I don't think that we are going to do that. We kind of, like I said, we've kind of hinted on it, but we haven't really done that seriously, like talked about that seriously, only because that's what makes Survive and Conquer so original, is because it's old school. Like you want to see, stuff about new school games like Machinima, however you say it. You can do that, like the Red versus Blue and all these other things are popping up, and especially in Call of Duty 4 and Counter-Strike Source and Team Fortress 2. Like, so many people have their ideas because that's what they think people want to see, is the newest game, the newest graphics, the best detail. Well, me and Jeff are old school, and that's classic. I mean, RA2, Yuri's Revenge, boom, like that's the stuff right there. And so we're going to keep it that. I mean, we're going to keep it original. We're going to keep it, old school, because that's who we are. So as far as expanding into, like, somehow we get into generals instead of Yuri's, or somehow Red Alert 3, which we're both excited for, somehow we get into that. Not likely. We're probably going to just keep it strictly RA2 Yuri's Revenge. But very good question. And yeah, the name Survive and Conquer just came, from Command and Conquer. We kept the Conquer. Now that we're actually in the game, we need to survive. So instead of commanding, we're like surviving and conquering. That's pretty much how the name of it came up. All kind of, where and how we got the idea, kind of in a joking manner, having fun, playing some Yuri's, sitting around my room, my messy room it was, and trying to write ideas. It was fun. It was fun. So I thank you for your questions. If anyone else has questions about Survive and Conquer, or would like to send an email or anything, please feel free to do so. I appreciate all the support Survive and Conquer has received, and you can definitely check out more Survive and Conquer coming your way. I do apologize about the updates I made for episode 9. I made like 2 or 3 updates. And I was like, oh, it should be coming soon. But with Jeff's laptop crashing, with, the internet being very slow and stuff, we didn't want to put out something that we didn't like. We didn't want to put out an episode 9 that people have been waiting for, that was laggy, that was not, not very good. So we did our best, but I do apologize about the delay. And I thank you for all those who stuck with it. So you guys take care, and just be on the lookout for that episode 10.